Hello, Jeremiah here again. Sitting in my new tent, pretty excited about that. The outreach program came down yesterday, hooked everybody up with a 2-person tent. It was much needed. So definitely appreciative of that. It's really great to have people that come down and look out, to know that, there are people out there that do care, have a heart, want to see us all do better. And, every time they come down and talk to us, it gives me a little more strength to step back into the right direction from where I was when I first came out to Springfield. I first came out to Springfield, what was it? December 27th, 2021, I think it was I went to the Hope Center. We were at the height of the COVID outbreak though, so I had to do a little extra time in the CSS or the TSS, whichever one is first. So I had to stay there for a month, but it's normally like a 1 or 2 week program. But I learned a lot while I was there too. They teach really well. They teach you about your disease, how it works on your brain and everything. So I became really educated on what is going on when I make these choices, what's happening with my body, my brain, how it works, why I think the way I think, make the choices I make. I don't steal, I don't lie. I grew up, I didn't start using drugs until I was 31. I was raised right.
31?
Yep. Yeah, I injured my back.
And I'm talking loud. We're under a bridge. It's noisy.
It's very, very loud.
I love you.
All the time.
Totally respect. I just want
I'm
you
just
to...
so used to it now.
Yeah.
I actually fall asleep to the noise. But, where was I?
You've been using such a time. I'm in between a barrier here. Let me just show the people what's going on.
Yeah, this may be the police coming to bother us.
Yeah, we got a barrier. No, it's not. Somebody's either getting pulled over or they're escorting a wide load.
Yep. That's probably what it is.
Yeah,
Looks like they're escorting a
100%.
utility truck or something.
Yeah, or they're getting pulled over for the weight or whatever.
Yep.
All right, so here I am.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. That wasn't there last night, but
Yeah, I'm not using the professional camera today.
no. Was that your phone?
Well, this has been fantastic. This is 4K. I can do 8K.
Yeah.
And the footage is amazing in low light.
Yep.
And it just
JC.
it's quite a bit safer than me carrying around like a $10,000 rig.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My buddy JC there, the black kid with the dreads.
Yeah.
He's a filmmaker. He wants to be a director. So,
Oh yeah.
So he would love that. He's
Yeah,
smart when it comes to that.
We'll
But,
talk about that.
yeah.
So I'll that'll be something to.
Yeah. But
talk about.
anyways, as I said, I started using when I was 31 after I injured my back. Emergency room couldn't help me because I had a herniated disc in my spine to pinch my sciatic nerve. They told me there wasn't anything they could do. I had to see a primary. But,
And how old are you right now again?
I just turned 36.
36.
2 weeks ago tomorrow.
How's your health?
Actually, my health is very well. Actually,
Liver?
very well good.
Do you drink?
No, I do
I've
not.
never seen you drink.
I'm actually a recovering alcoholic. Alcohol was my first addiction. But I've been sober from alcohol for 5 years now. Actually, 6 years this summer now. Yeah, 2017 I came out of detox for alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what now when you were doing the alcohol, were you ripping and running and doing drugs as well? Or was it primarily...
I was just drinking and smoking weed. But
So were you drinking heavy?
yeah, I was. Yep.
Okay.
I was drinking I could drink a fifth of vodka and then fucking go buy another pint, start drinking that, and then I'd finally catch a buzz. It was, yeah, it was crazy.
But
And-
you don't drink. I never seen you drink a drop.
Nope, I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank in
Wow.
6 years this summer. Actually, next month is 6 years. Yep.
Now I did see you shooting one day directly into the vein of your neck.
That was stupid.
Well, that's for sure.
I've seen people do it. I wanted to try, and I'll never do it again. It's too dangerous. You miss, you can die, get an abscess. It's not smart. It's
Right.
not smart. And even though, yeah, I'm doing drugs, it's not smart. I do try to do things in a safe and somewhat smart way.
Right.
You know?
So, how is the addiction right now What type of a tolerance you got going on?
I've never raised my tolerance more than 2 bags of heroin over the on and off years I've been doing
Well,
it.
it's not really heroin anymore. So
No,
just
it's
teach
fentanyl,
these people
right,
what's
the
going
fentanyl.
on.
Yeah, everything's pretty much fentanyl now. It's very hard to find real dope. It's dangerous. People are mixing things into it, like the elephant tranquilizer. If you go to Tapestry, they actually will test your bags. If you bring them a little bit, you leave a little powder in the bags, they'll test it for you to let you know. But they also give out fentanyl test strips now, so you can test it yourself.
But is there, and I just want to speak like, and I don't want you to think I don't have compassion.
No, go ahead.
Or I want to speak like some people are going to say, well, you love fentanyl more than you love life. Do you have any children?
I do. I have 2
Okay,
kids.
so some people are going to think that you love this more than you love your children. I want this to be kind of a harsh. The reality is you're
Make it
under
harsh,
a
right?
bridge.
The reality is
you're
harsh.
homeless.
Right.
You're under a bridge. You seem to be a relatively healthy young man, handsome young man. You have quite the personality. I see you thanking people when they don't give to you.
Yep.
I've never seen you cussing these people out. I've seen so many people cussing people out, and being just belligerent in regards to
So you've
ask.
only ever seen me really angry once.
Well, yeah, but that was
That was ridiculous.
yeah, but that didn't have to do with. I'm just saying, so you have all these attributes that could get you a job,
Yep.
maybe even a good job, or and you have talents. You can cook, from what you told me. So what's going on? Do you feel that you love the fentanyl more than you love yourself, anyone else, your children?
I must. I don't try to think that way, but like you said, the harsh reality is it must be, because I keep doing it. I'm not making the right decisions. I'm procrastinating. I'm
Living in a tent?
Living in a tent under a fucking bridge, like.
And the homeless part doesn't really bother me, because I'm not saying, cause I was homeless before. I understand what it's to be homeless. I was a single child with my mom, just my mom. My father was a drug addict, and we had a house that burnt down. But I wasn't technically living on the streets, and even when I got older, I lived in office buildings. I did what I could do, but I was technically homeless. But you almost seem to choose this.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately too, and I really do feel like it's become more of a choice, because over the last year, seeing how people really treat all of like me and my homeless counterparts, nobody tries to find out who we are.
That's what I want to do.
They're told.
That's what I want to do, man. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, they're told what we are, who we are. They're being told, and they just listen. They all. I don't want to say they're brainwashed, but I can understand the hesitation to want to talk to somebody that's homeless, or want to understand where they come from, because a lot of us too, we didn't begin choosing this lifestyle. It's definitely the decisions I made in the time that I was injured and hurting, but
But now you have a choice. You had a choice then.
Yep.
But I would say that it was very evil, in my opinion, according to what you said, these doctors, to give you this very strong narcotics and not really educate you to.
They never gave me narcotics. I was actually flagged as a drug user before I even used drugs.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I went up to the emergency room, because when I herniated my spine, it was slowly onset. It wasn't like, oh crap, that happened. So I wouldn't be able to prove where I actually injured my back, because I was working 2 jobs at the time. I was doing construction Monday through Friday, and then PCA Friday night through Sunday night. And I did that for months on end. And I was taking care, so I'm framing, doing all that physical labor.
Right,
Then
I
on the
remember,
weekends,
yeah.
I'm taking care of a 300-pound blind incontinent
Yes.
diabetic man.
Right.
So, it could have been lifting him, could have been all the lifting on the, I couldn't prove where I injured myself, so there was nothing I could do about that. Workman's comp, things like that wasn't an option. So I was home, injured, laid up on the couch. I couldn't walk because the herniated disc pinched my sciatic nerve, and it just sent pain signals down my legs 24/7. There was nothing I could do for it. So I was going up to the emergency room, almost crawling, crying, in tears, and the doctor eventually, he became an asshole and was like, I can't do nothing, don't come back.
So, but what did he do initially? No Percocets, no?
Nope, nothing.
Because you were flagged?
Yep.
Because of the alcohol?
Well, I had gone up there 4 times for my back because I didn't have a primary care at the time. I had to
Okay,
wait
so
to
was
see
there a
her.
point that they gave you any opiates, any Percocets, any? No.
Nope. My actually, I had a friend move in with me to help me out with some bills and things like that, to try and help me out because I couldn't even walk. I couldn't shower for more than 5 minutes without collapsing. And so I brought him in to try and help me out. He needed a place. I needed someone to help me out. He was like a brother to me growing up, so I trusted him. Turns out he was using, and he saw the pain I was in, and he was a bit hesitant about doing it, but he eventually came to me, gave me half of, a bag.
Now, back then, do you believe it was heroin?
Yes. Yep, I do. So
Was
I
the
did that.
feeling different?
Not so much different than like a Percocet or I never did Oxycontins, but I can imagine it's almost the same. But I had done Percocets every once in a blue moon throughout my, couple of years. So it kind of feels like just popping a couple of perks, really. It's not. Plus, like I said, I've never really raised my tolerance on the dope. Like, I know people that'll do a bundle and a half, 10, 15, 20 bags in a sniff or a shot. I can't. I never wanted to do that. It's too expensive. It's too dangerous.
So where are you today?
I will only do 2 bags at a time. That is it.
You're shooting 2 bags.
Yes.
You're finding the veins. You have quite large
Yes,
veins.
I do actually have crazy veins.
And you're shooting where?
In my arms. I try to hit different spots so I don't have too much scarring. But
Show me a particular area that you shot today. Would you point to it?
Yeah, kind of right in these. Yeah, there's still a bit of dried blood there.
So you shot there.
Yep.
Now it seems to be that you have approximately over 2 inches of area that you shoot in, that you inject in.
Yep.
Now, do you normally use a needle more than once?
I really try not to, but sometimes, shit happens, a needle will break. It gets
They're giving you
clogged.
free needles?
Yes.
They want you to bring back your used needles?
Yes. Yep.
And has there ever been a point that you've shared needles?
No.
Do you, when you mix the water with basically fentanyl and whatever else they put in it, sometimes horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You mentioned elephant tranquilizer, basically.
Yeah, and it's
the
killing.
car fentanyl. You have different other drugs that they're using.
Yep.
But the fentanyl supposedly is 50 times stronger than heroin, about 100 times stronger than morphine. Does that scare you?
It's definitely makes you think. Makes you think.
But when do you think? When you're sick? When you don't have it? When you're doing it? Like, is there ever a time that you go, does the pleasure of the feeling outweigh
The risk.
the risk?
Yeah, honestly, because us as heroin addicts, if we find out that there's bags out there that are so strong they're killing people, everybody runs to go buy them. It's insane. Everybody wants those good bags. But with fentanyl, it's more of, you get more of a rush rather than a lasting feeling of like the muscle
Explain
relaxation.
that, please.
Because when you do heroin, regular real dope, brown dope, you it's like I said, like doing perks. It's a muscle relaxing. It's a painkiller. It's it's a muscle relaxer, opiate. So you just feel relaxed, content.
Sometimes even putting methamphetamine inside the fentanyl.
that drives me nuts, man. Like, why would somebody want to kill their customer base or screw them over like that? What's the point? I don't get it.
Well, they're probably looking for a dual addiction.
And plus, lately, too, they're putting dope and fentanyl in people's crack.
In crack, yeah. Talk loud and clear for the camera. In the crack, I know.
Yeah, they're putting the
right.
fentanyl and shit.
But
in the
again,
crack
it's a
cocaine.
dual addiction
Right.
because now I find people that have even 3 addictions. They've got the methadone, they've got the crack, they've got the fentanyl, and whatever else.
Yep.
If there's car fentanyl or if there's horse tranquilizer or whatever it may be.
Car fentanyl is so dangerous.
Is it xylazine or is it? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Anyways, I'll have to double check on that. But the horse tranquilizer. Do you know the physical name of that?
Ketamine, I believe it is. The
No,
horse
ketamine.
tranquilizer.
No.
I thought that was the horse
that's
tranquilizer.
another. No. But anyways, we'll double check.
Because I know that people do a drug called Special K, and it's a tranquilizer.
Right.
I was pretty sure. I'm pretty
right.
sure it's a horse tranquilizer.
Yeah. Well, that possibly could be too. So going back to the fentanyl, how many bags did you approximately use today?
8.
8
so
bags
far.
today.
Yeah, so far
So
today.
this is kind of a somewhat slow day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you've built up a tolerance. Could you do 20 a day if you had
I've
money?
actually lowered my tolerance over the last week.
Okay. Is that
Yeah.
because of finances or?
No, not because of finances. Just when I find myself doing up to 2 bundles in a day, I just feel like that's too much.
Okay.
There's no
Explain to
reason
the
for
people
that.
about a bundle. How many bags in a bundle?
10. So,
10 bags in a
yep.
bundle. So when you're working your way up to 20 bags a day, you find that you're kind of peaking out.
Yeah.
Have you
it's-
overdosed recently?
No, nope. I haven't overdosed. I've overdosed twice. It was in the same day, on the same bags. And even then, I only did 2 bags, and they put me right out. Even 1 bag put me out later on that night. But I haven't overdosed in years. But I have saved 3 lives thanks to Narcan. If anybody's really listening out there, please have some available always, no matter what, whether you use or not. You never know when you may need it.
Would
It
you
does save
recommend that
lives.
you just never touch fentanyl right from the?
Oh yeah, no, please. If there's any kind of temptation, someone offering it to you, if there's anything, even in the pain, don't turn to fucking heroin or fentanyl. It ain't worth it. You'll go from a hero to a 0 in less than a month.
Now there are so many pressed pills that are counterfeit. You've got Percocets that are actually fentanyl. Percocets are terrible as is, but you've got all of these different fake counterfeit drugs that are actually fentanyl.
Right.
But they're labeled Oxycontin and Percocet and Molly, and they've even put in some of the street weed. So in your experience in smoking crack, did you smoke some crack today?
Yes.
So do you think that the crack you smoked today actually had fentanyl?
No, because you can taste it.
You can taste it, you could feel it, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say to someone you love, one of your children, someone that might be listening that's a young adult, a child, a juvenile? What would you say to them from your heart?
Someone now, the people that I would be reaching out to are these kids that are using, or are they just
Not using, never
not
touch,
using?
not even anything.
Stay away from the drugs. Educate yourself on them.
Don't experiment with them.
Look up people's stories. Yeah, don't experiment with that shit. It ain't worth it. Weed's legal now in most states, anyways, as far as I know. So smoke some weed. It's so much better.
Has this taken you farther than you wanted to go?
Yes.
Has it kept you longer than you wanted to stay? Has it made you pay more than you want to pay? Yeah, it has.
It cost me my life. Not literally, physically my life,
Right.
but everything, because I had a fiance. I had, in the same apartment for 13 years.
How many children do you have?
I have 2.
2
I have
children.
a daughter and a son.
When's the last time you've seen the children?
The last time I saw my son was a little over a year ago. And my daughter, I've always been on and off with the mother, my daughter's mother. She's the kind of person that's always enjoyed watching me suffer. Like, she would bring me my daughter to visit, I'd, get my daughter, and then she'd be like, oh, I'll come back in like 3-4 hours, blah, blah, blah. You know, it'd be like a surprise visit type thing. I'd just call her up and tell her I want my daughter. And then she'd come back like an hour later and just be like, no, I'm taking her, blah, 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 and this, that, and the other thing. And then want me to hand her $100.
Right.
But I would always do it because it's not about her. It was about my daughter. You know, when I was sober and doing everything with my life, I was on a good track, man. Me, like I said, I had a fiance. We were about to buy a new car. We were looking at houses, rings. We were going to get married. I was with her for 8 years. You know, I had a lot of good things, man. And I just...
Do you have a relationship now?
No. Nope. I refuse to get into any kind of closer physical relationship with anyone.
And so you basically feel that... Do you love fentanyl pretty much more than anything in your life?
No. I want to get rid of it. I mean, you know, drugs are drugs. We do them because we enjoy them. We do them because we want to feel them. But, you know, like I said, it definitely, obviously, I must love fentanyl more than I love most things, but I do want to get rid of it. You know,
do you feel that you love the fentanyl more than your children?
I must. I want to say no, but then again, I mean, actions speak louder than words. I'm still sitting here doing fentanyl rather than being out there and being the father that I should be. And I feel like a lot of the track I've gone through this way is because I feel like a failure. I've spent my entire life trying to make sure that I wouldn't do the things that other people had done in my life. Like, I spent my entire life becoming this positive person because of all the negativity in my life growing up. You know, I treat people the way I want to be treated. I know how I feel in certain situations, and I wouldn't want to put anybody through those kinds of feelings because it fucking sucks. But I mean, I failed at everything, and the worst feeling is feeling like a failure. My biggest fear in life is failing. And it happened, and I feel like I'm just beating myself up over it rather than proving myself wrong. All those people out there who think that I'm no good, dirty, a lying, cheating scumbag, you know? Like, when I'm panhandling, people will just sit there, look at you, and then shake their head, and it's like, you don't know anything about me. If you were to roll down your window, I could probably put a smile on your face.
Do you think you could stop fentanyl?
Yes.
How long do you think it would take you?
Well, if I were to do it on my own, it would be really, really shitty, but I would wean myself down. I could probably do it in a couple of weeks.
Do you think that...
On my own.
So what would stop you now, and we'll finish with this, what would stop you now from just taking those few weeks and stop?
Connection. Connection is the opposite of addiction. People, you know, if people were to open their hearts a little more, you know, maybe take 10 minutes out of their day, get to know a homeless person, talk to them, find out their story, see where they're coming from, you know? Because the connections I have with people, like I say, I feel like it makes me a little stronger, pushing me in the right direction. Like all summer, last summer, you know, you really focused on like me and Mariah. You really saw that we wanted to take those steps. And you kind of helped me regain my faith in the Lord and Jesus. You know, I've really been praying a lot and talking to God, and you know, a lot of my prayers have been answered. But yeah, connection, man. Anytime, you know, like I said, we had that connection last summer, and it was really pushing me in that right direction. Right. And I know you're busy. You had to travel and things, so don't, you know, it's not like you
I'm working on about 4 different projects.
Exactly.
Plus, my main thing is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ.
And but you know,
but I told you that from the beginning.
But you know what
as well.
I will always have is the memory of everything you've told me, everything you've taught me, everything that you were there and helped, and you know, I will always have that.
Right.
And,
and I'm still here. I mean, I gave my
right.
phone number to, you know, a couple guys the other day.
Yeah.
You need my phone number? I've given it to you before, I believe. I'll give it to you again. And that's, you know, what I can do as God leads me and guides me, that's not an issue. It's not that I'm just filming and not doing anything. And none of this is monetized at this point. So there's not one penny is
But
made
you know
off
what?
of
Not
any of this.
everything is about money, though.
That's
and I
for
feel like
sure.
a lot of people are really caught in a rat race of chasing dollars. They're
That's
told,
for
you know,
sure.
you've got to have money, you've got to have this, you've got to
Right.
have that to be a good
Right.
person. And it's like, can you take any of that shit to the grave with you?
No.
So then what's it really fucking worth?
Right. What do you think that you're spending approximately a day on a day? You primarily fly in the sign. You're not ripping and running and robbing people.
Nope.
And you're not a stick up.
Nope.
You know.
Because panhandling here in Massachusetts is legal.
Yeah.
It's protected under the First Amendment, under free
Right.
speech. But there are guidelines to it, like aggressive panhandling. You can't be walking in between cars. You can't ask people outright for money. You can't put anything about money on your signs. But I don't do that anyways. I don't feel comfortable actually asking people for money. But what I will do is greet them, tell them to have a good day. I wish them all the best and God bless them.
So
They have the choice to
approximately
help
how
if
much
they
are you spending a day right now?
On a really good day, panhandling, I could make between 100, 150.
Average day?
Average day would be 50 to 75. The worst day I ever had was a $4 day.
Were you bleeding? Your lips are a little discolored.
No, I don't think so.
No.
No, I think I'm just a little dehydrated right now.
Okay.
I don't
All right. We're gonna finish this one up with just taking a look at your new tent. And it's obviously dangerous because you can't see when you're sleeping, what's going on. You're under a bridge, and I'll just take a. This is the first time I've seen you with the tent.
No, I had one last year. The blue.
Well, I know you had one, but
Yeah.
didn't that one get thrown away or
No,
stolen?
it got stolen.
Yeah.
Just like everything. The city comes down all the time and throws out all of our possessions.
Yeah. Jeremiah, I love you.
Love you too, brother. Always good to see you.
Yeah, hopefully we'll talk again soon, and hopefully we'll be in a different place.
Yeah.